All right, citizens, it's time to explain why I oppose the National Guard deployment to D.C. First, the people of D.C. do not want them there. Boom, end of story. And I guess I've been a bad reporter because I've covered, I think, 5 major protests so far, and in every one of them, D.C. residents are screaming and clapping to end what they call the occupation of D.C. One protest on 6 September was explicitly for the removal of the National Guard. Then we have that Washington Post survey, which found that 80% of respondents opposed the National Guard presence, and a similar percentage said they felt safe in D.C. already without them. So that's the end of the story, but moving on anyway, there is no emergency that requires the National Guard. Department of Justice and the U.S. Attorney for D.C. reported crime at a 30-year low in 2024. That was before the supposed emergency. Now, President Trump, in his typical language, tells us D.C. is, and I quote, overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs, and homeless people. This statement does not match any of my lived experience, and I've been here for about 15 years now. Moving on, and most importantly, perhaps, the deployments themselves were ruled in a court of law to be illegal. So let's review why. Firstly, Title 49 of the D.C. Code, which says the D.C. Guard can only be called up to assist civil authorities when those civil authorities call for aid. D.C. did not call for this aid. I'll say it again. D.C. did not call for this aid. Number 2, misusing out-of-state guard under Title 32 orders. Title 32 is for training and not open-ended presence to deter crime in someone else's city. Title 32 is for wartime mission training. Number 3, home rule and sovereign injury. Congress gave D.C. self-governance in the Home Rule Act. This is explicitly violated when National Guard troops are deployed into the city without the mayor's consent and against the wishes of the D.C. City Council. And so, citizens, the National Guard is sent in anyway, right? And what is that mission? I'll quote you from the Memorandum of Understanding. National Monument Security, Area Beautification, Traffic Control Points, and Law Enforcement Patrols. Yes, yes, dear citizens, violent gangs, and we need the National Guard to rake leaves and spread mulch at the cost of $1 to $2 million a day. I couldn't believe with my own eyes when I saw soldiers at the Capitol raking leaves in real life. I'm a field grade officer. I want my National Guard getting ready for their wartime mission, not landscaping. So I could go on and on, but I'm only limited to 3 minutes, so chew on that for a while and we'll see you next time.